guys. We're gonna we're gonna do some make some chaffles today, so we thought we'd come live to show you. I know there's been a lot of people doing videos and things like that, so we thought we'd show you how we do ours. We are making chaffle pizzas today, so John's gonna actually help me, so that's good. So this is what you need. So you need a low carb sauce. So this is the one that we have. This has 4 grams of carbs per half a cup. So pasta sauces have tons and tons of carbs, so you want to get one that's low carb, even though you're not using a lot of the sauce for the pizzas, but you still want something low carb. Then you need eggs and you need cheese. So I have shredded up some mozzarella cheese, and this is Monterey Jack and Colby Jack cheese. So I shredded those. So you need cheese, and then you need some sort of seasoning. So I use just Italian seasoning, works good for the pizzas. And then whatever toppings you want. So we actually went full meat today. So we have pepperoni, and then I cooked up some bacon, and we have some bacon. Hi, Susan. So that's what we have today. And we have the small dash, hopefully you guys can see that, the dash chaffle maker. So this you can get off Amazon for like 10 bucks, really cheap. I've tried it with the regular waffle maker, and they're just thicker, so to me they're harder to eat. So I like the small dash mini waffle maker. So the first thing we're going to do is I mix everything too in like a Pyrex. It just makes it easier to pour it and everything. So the first thing we're going to do is crack 1 egg. So I'll let John do that.
Yes, y'all.
Then we're going to put...
I'm going to put this in the garbage.
Then we're going to put a little of the Italian seasoning in it. Now, you really don't need the Italian seasoning. I just feel like it makes it taste a little bit more like a pizza. And then we're going to put, I don't know what the recommended amount of cheese is, but I just put a little bit of cheese in there. And then you go ahead and whisk that up. And then you're going to want to make sure every time, hey Jessica, you're going to want to make sure every time in between making your chaffles that you spray it with some like cooking spray. It will stick, so you're going to want to make sure you do that. And I'm going to turn this sideways so you guys can see kind of what I'm doing. I will say, just about every time I make these, I overfill it. It's very easy to overfill it because it's so small. So you just got to be careful. I probably will overfill it today, and it does make a bit of a mess, but they're pretty easy to clean. So I'm just going to spray it down good, spray down both sides. Then what you're going to do is I take a little bit of the Colby and Monterey Jack cheese and put on there. That just kind of helps it to crisp up. And then sometimes this full egg will not fit, which is part of the problem why I overfill it. So you're just going to want to do it nice and slow so you don't overfill it. And let me see that work. And sometimes you want to just move it around a little bit to make sure you're not overfilling it. Okay, so that's just covered. And then what you want to do, and this is probably also why I overfill it, because it's good to have cheese on both sides. I've done it without, and it's fine, but it does crisp up a little bit better when you put cheese on the bottom and the top. Yeah, Jessica, I overfill it. Like, this is actually good for me, I think, because I was being careful. It's going to overfill still. So then you just close it, and you're just going to let it cook. I don't even know how long. I just kind of check it. And once it's like nice and kind of brown on each side, it's done. And you can kind of smell it too. Like, you can kind of tell when it's done. You want to make sure after this is done, You want to put it on like a baking rack. You're going to want to let it sit for a few minutes before you put the toppings on it because it helps keep it crisp. If you put it on a plate or something, you're going to have one side that's a little mushy and one side that's crisp. So in the meantime, you see too, like we didn't use all the egg, so we still have some in there. In the meantime, we're going to work on making another one. So let you do that again.
I think I got it.
You put the seasoning and cheese into?
Sure.
You can put it right in here.
Yeah.
You can use, like, they sell pizza seasonings. You can use different seasoning. It's just whatever you like. I found the Italian seasoning worked fine for me. They're fine for us. So after, you can eat it just like this when it's done, but what we're going to make is pizza today. So we're going to put some sauce on it, some cheese, some toppings, and then we're going to put it in the toaster oven just long enough for it to melt the cheese. And we have some wings that are baking in the oven right now. I'm going to show you the seasoning that we use for the wings because it's really good. We get it at ShopRite. And oh my God, the seasoning is amazing.
And I found that, so you know, the barbecue mesquite dry rub.
Yep, this is the seasoning. Again, we got it at ShopRite. I'm sure there's other places you can get it. You might even be able to get it from Amazon. But this is super good on the wings. And if some of you may know this, but if you don't know, put a little olive oil on the wings and then also put them on racks like this in baking sheets so they get nice and crispy even though they're baked, so they're a lot healthier for you than frying them. So I'm going to just check on this. You'll know it's done because it won't stick so much. So that's sticking still a little bit, so it's not quite done. This is really handy. So in the waffle maker, like I was saying, the regular waffle maker, they come out a lot thicker, and to me it's just, I don't know, it's not as enjoyable as the nice thin ones. So that looks like it's about done. Yeah. And you're just gonna literally try to be careful not to scratch up your dash, but you're just gonna kind of pull it. Sometimes they come out easy, sometimes they don't, but that one is nice and crispy, and we're going to set that right on the rack, and then I'm going to respray it. Remember, spray it in between each one. If you don't, it will stick. Put the cheese down. Again, you don't have to put the cheese. I just think it makes it a little bit crispier. And then you're going to take the mixture. Oh, you whisked that really good.
Yeah.
And just pour it slowly. So for me, 2 eggs usually gets 3 of these things, 3 of these chaffles. Okay. So that's good. This is probably where I overfill it. Put the cheese on top. And then just shut it. And that one will be good. So this one is sitting here on the rack. I don't know if you guys hopefully can see that. So they're pretty thin. They're perfect for like a personal pizza. And they're super yummy. I think they're actually better than pizza crust. So we'll wait until this one is done, and then we will, actually, you'll probably put the topping on. You want to do that? You want to make yours?
Sure.
I'm going to pour this, move that to the side. So we're going to just put this in our toaster oven. Again, just to heat up the, cheese and melt the cheese. So you want to put we have, actually, they make pizza sauce in this, which we used the pizza sauce last time, but we had, what do we have with this week? Oh, we had, zoodles and meatballs. So we had leftover, spaghetti sauce, so I just figured, we would use that. It's a little thicker probably than the pizza sauce, but it works just as well. So you basically just put the sauce on, move it around, make sure it gets in the crevices. And then the cheese, it just depends what you like. So if you want mozzarella cheese on top or the cold beef jack or a mixture of both. No, I want an air fryer, Jessica. I was just talking about that with John not that long ago about it getting an air fryer. Because I've heard it makes really great wings. And John is loading up the Chaffle pizza.
Yeah, it's my first time. So
usually I make them, so.
All right.
A
little pepperoni, yeah.
Pepperoni and bacon. So again, you can put whatever toppings you want. I think the last time we had them, we had black olives, mushrooms, and pepperoni. We had some bacon that needed to be cooked up. That's why we have the bacon today. So, but really, you can put whatever you want on it. So that's not quite done because I went to pick it up and it's sticking. So that's how I tell. I don't know. Maybe other people have better ideas how they tell if it's done. I'm actually going to go and just put this.
Hold up.
Oh, sorry.
Pepperoni time.
I don't know how you're going to fit the pepperoni on there.
I do.
So I have a little trick. I like putting the pepperoni under the cheese.
I should have did that.
Yeah, that's how I like doing it, but you know. So it looks really good. So we're going to just put it in the toaster oven so you guys can see it, and we'll do this one as well.
I should have put more cheese on, folks.
It has enough cheese.
Yeah, well, I didn't put it under.
Oh, you didn't put the pepperoni on it.
So I should have put more cheese on top.
Gotcha. Okay, so that one looks like it's about done. So the stuff that's out here, because it kind of went over, it's probably not quite done. But when you put it in the toaster oven, I'm going to unplug this. When you put it in the toaster oven, it will, it'll finish cooking. So, sometimes you just have to pry it from the sides a little bit. This thing is the best, like $10, $9 or something that I've spent. To be honest with you, we make these quite a bit. And I will, below the video, I will post the link to this on Amazon where I got it from. But it was probably the best $9 or $10 that I've spent. So on this one, you can see really clearly the cheese, the orange cheese that's melted. And actually, I'm going to just make this one, and then I'll throw it on the other next to the one you did. So I'll show you how I make mine. Hopefully you guys can see this. So
watch the pro.
I don't like a ton of sauce, but I mean, it's really just like what you like. So I try to put the sauce on pretty thin on mine. And then I do the pepperoni. Pepperoni slices. Then the cheese on top. You almost feel guilty eating this because it seems like you're eating pizza that's not really good for you, but it really doesn't have that many calories or carbs. So, and then I'm just going to put a little bit of bacon. All right, I'm not going to lie. I'm going to put a lot of bacon. All right, so there is mine. I'm going to throw this one in with John's. You can see John's is already the cheese is already starting to melt. Again, Those don't need to go in long. Maybe 2 or 3 minutes and at most, and then they're good to go. So we're gonna get off here. I'll post a picture of what they look like when they're all done. If you guys have any ideas how you make chaffles or how they might be better, how maybe we could try them differently, let me know. All right, thanks for watching.